What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Table Spot Podcast. I'm Mike, and I got my guy Josh here, aka Dropkick Discussions, and we are going to be giving our predictions for WrestleMania 42. And real quick, before we do so, if you guys want to see reactions on all things WWE, Raw, NXT, SmackDown, be sure to check us out on our socials. The links will be in the description and in the pinned comment below. All right, so Josh, how you doing, man?
I'm right. I'm
WrestleMania
just,
season, baby.
yep, just getting by. It's arguably the best WrestleMania ever.
You know, I'm glad you brought that up because I feel like if you look at this card on paper, this card looks stacked.
Yeah, it's stacked.
But bro, the build to this WrestleMania does not reflect how good this card looks.
Yeah, it feels like we're on the road to like Fastlane or something.
No, it's crazy, man, and it's funny because I seen somebody post this on like Facebook, and it was like if somebody woke up from a coma and saw this card, they would think, "Yo, this has to have one of the best WrestleMania builds anyone has ever seen." But it's like it's
When
crazy
you
to
go,
think is that's not true.
yeah, and then when they go on Netflix and go back and forth between Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, Raw, you're like, wait, hold on, like, you telling me Randy Cody is one of the best, feuds ever,
Uh huh.
and you insert a football player into this, like,
Bro, don't even get me started about that. That's a whole different thing. But
yeah.
we are going to go through these cards, obviously starting with night one. And again, WWE has announced that the first hour of each night will be on ESPN. Night one, the first hour will be on ESPN2, while night two will be just on the ESPN channel. So starting with night one, I believe this is rumored to be the first match to actually kick it off. It's going to be the Usos and LA Knight versus the Vision and I Show Speed. Granted, they haven't confirmed this, but again, it's heavily rumored to be the first match. But again, in this match, who do you think is going to come away with the W?
Oh my gosh. I mean, I think I'm just gonna go with the Usos, man.
Okay. And
You know,
why you think so?
well, honestly, I'm not really so into this match, but
Okay.
I feel like the Usos got to get their lick back, and
True.
you can't let uh a small kid like I Shall Speed just come in and just think that he could just pin Jay Uso or Jimmy Uso and LA Knight. Like,
I get
you know,
that. He's
good guys got to
impressive
win.
though.
Oh
Speed is
yeah,
impressive.
yeah, he's freakishly athletic. For
Yeah.
for
I
a guy
mean,
his height. But
yeah.
yeah, I'm going with the Usos and LA Knight.
Okay. I mean, I had the same pick, and it's funny you said that about like you're not really interested because I get it, especially now with celebrities being heavily involved in this WrestleMania build. There is a lot of negativity when it comes towards them.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you something. I Show Speed might be the one celebrity I'm cool with, yo. Like he's been
Yeah,
very entertaining, when it comes to backstage segments, and
definitely.
again, like you said, he's very athletic and it shows. So I'm really I wouldn't say this is my most anticipated match, obviously, of the night, but I'm
Mhm.
really looking forward to see what Speed can do in the ring. And I think it's
Yeah.
gonna be a fun way to start off WrestleMania. But my pick is Usos and LA Knight as well. Like you said, Usos need to get their lick back. The last time the Usos faced off against the Vision, they lost the tag titles. And the fact that the tag titles are not being, put on the line, obviously, in this match, I think it's the easiest way to just give Usos and LA Knight the win. So I
Yeah.
have the same pick. The next match that will also be on the first hour is Drew McIntyre versus Jacob Fatu, unsanctioned. And let me tell you something real quick. This is one of those matches that
Yikes.
I feel like has had a decent build because, again, this goes back to Jacob Fatu being attacked randomly backstage, and
Yeah.
WWE has still not officially confirmed who did it, but they have led us to believe that Drew McIntyre was the one to do it.
Yeah,
And the way they've been telling this story, I feel like it gets more disrespectful as each week goes on. And this is also going to be another fun match to kick off WrestleMania because I feel like these two are going to absolutely kill each other. So who do you
yeah,
think is
definitely.
going to come out with the W?
Well, that's a tough one, man.
Yeah.
I got love for Jacob and um his, I guess, his freak side of who he is as a wrestler.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just like he just
The
just
boogeyman shakes.
yeah, he just goes crazy in the ring. He's the guy's an animal.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
Now with Drew, it's tough, man. He beats Cody for the title,
Hmm.
and we're thinking that he's gonna have this long build, you know, up until, let's say, Mania. Um, but no, like he just found himself, fighting Jacob again and reliving that feud.
Yeah.
Um, so with this match, I mean, it's gonna go absolutely crazy. They should be fighting in the stands. They need to kind of go all out.
I, I
But
I think they will. I think they will.
I think I'm gonna pick Drew McIntyre for this one.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna pick Drew. Yeah,
Drew
I almost said
McIntyre.
Jacob, which is crazy. But
it, it's because right now you're split. I get it. Because I honestly I think this match could go either way. I'm going I'm going to go opposite of what you just said. I'm going to pick Jacob for the simple fact that if last week's episode, the last SmackDown, if that's
mhm,
the last time we see these two in the ring, Drew got the upper hand. And you know how
yeah,
these tropes go.
yeah,
If you're standing tall, even though again we have one more episode before WrestleMania, but if you're standing tall, it doesn't look too good for you when it comes to PLEs. But
right.
of course, that that doesn't have to mean anything. But again, it's a classic trope, right?
And Jacob just recently came back, you know,
Good, yeah,
and he pretty much cost Drew that title. And
he did,
what was it?
yeah.
It was a steel cage, right? On that SmackDown, or no, or what? Because I know
No,
he
that's
revealed
when,
himself,
yeah,
and
that's
then
when he cost Cody. He cost Cody the title,
right,
which
yeah. That's
gave
okay.
Drew, yeah.
Yeah, I got mixed up,
No,
but
it's okay, yeah, yeah. But he did cost Drew
yeah,
the match after Elimination Chamber. That's what it
that's
was.
right.
The
Yeah,
SmackDown after, yeah.
I feel like well, again, I'm picking Drew still.
I feel you. I feel you though.
But seeing the last few weeks since Jacob has come back, I mean, it could go to Jacob, and I'm not gonna have a problem with it because
I
Jacob,
agree.
just needs to go ballistic on Drew for what he's been
I
doing,
agree. Yeah.
handcuffs,
That wouldn't
just
stay on because they kept breaking every time.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there with you. Again, I'm going for Jacob to win, but I mean, if Drew comes out with the W, you're not gonna hear me complain. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right,
I think at the end of the day, this match is gonna be a lot of fun to watch. So I'm looking forward to it. The next match we have is the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship Fatal 4-Way match. This match
ooh,
has Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria versus the Bella Twins, and then of course versus the Women's Tag Team Champions Nia Jax and Lash Legend. So in this match, I'm gonna say this real quick before we start. I I appreciate that this has had somewhat of a build, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I was getting real tired of the DQ finishes. It was whether it was a singles match between Bayley and Alexa or a tag team championship match. It did not matter. It was always ending in a DQ. And look, I get it. You have to get to this point, and I'm sure these women are going to put on a fun match as well.
mhm.
But boy, was I over the DQ finishes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let you give your pick first before I give mine. But how do you feel about the build to this, and also, who do you think is going to win?
Well, you definitely took the words out of my mouth because I
Yeah,
was gonna say I was gonna say the same exact thing.
Yeah, I'm glad we're on the
Um,
same page. So
but they gotta keep these girls strong going into Mania. In terms of my pick, I mean, I feel like they're gonna give it to the Bella Twins for some reason.
okay.
In my opinion, they should keep it on Lash and Nia.
Oh, okay. All right.
I would like to see it stay on Lash and Nia, but I feel like they're gonna give it to the Bella Twins.
Why do you think they should keep it on Lash and Nia?
They're just too powerful, man.
Okay.
Like
You like
Lash
to see
is,
them continue this reign that they have.
yeah. Lash is arguably the most powerful woman in the industry right now,
She's been
or
great. She's been
in
great. Yeah.
WWE.
Yeah.
Nia is Nia, so you know what you're gonna get from her,
Right.
minus injuries. But
Oof. You heard it here first. Yeah.
I think they're gonna give it to the Bellas for some reason.
So, uh, it's interesting you said that because you're saying your gut is telling you the Bellas, but then you would like Nia and Lash to retain,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay. So again, it's funny you say that because I'm also almost in the same boat as you. My gut is telling me that the Bellas are gonna win, unfortunately. But when it comes to who I want to win, I would love to see a Bailey and Lyra win, man. I
yeah,
would love to see that. I think when it comes to this tag match, besides Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, because I love the work they've been doing, the fact that they have been able to turn Charlotte around and make her this lovable, relatable,
yeah,
person. I love that for them.
yeah, yeah,
But they've been tag champions already. You know what I'm saying? I
yeah.
would love to see Bailey and Lyra just because I love the chemistry between them two. And
Mhm.
I would love to see Bailey get her get back. She got replaced what was it last year? Yeah, last year, right?
Yeah, it was last year. Yeah,
Yeah, she got replaced by
Becky, I think, right?
Becky.
Yeah,
Right, yeah. So it's like I would love to see that moment for them. And
yeah,
I think they're fun to watch as a team as well. You know what I'm saying? So, but like you said, my gut is telling me the Bellas, but if you ask me who I want to win, it would be Bailey and Lyra. We'll see what happens. I mean, hopefully I would love if we are both wrong and Bellas
yeah,
do not win. But
yeah.
it is what it is. Next match we have is AJ Lee versus the man, Becky Lynch, for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And, you know, it's this build has also been weird, which you're going to hear me say for a lot of these matches. But
Yep,
this build has also been weird because it started off hot, with AJ Lee returning and them doing the mixed tag match.
yep,
And then all of a sudden, AJ disappears for a little bit, and then we got the women's war games. It was very non-consistent when it comes to the build, and I'm also surprised Becky has not gotten a W against AJ, which is crazy. Like whether it's a tag match or the singles match they had at Elimination Chamber, Becky has not gotten a W. So I'll give my prediction real quick
okay.
before you do, but I feel like I have to go Becky here. I'd be surprised if Becky doesn't get a W.
For you with Becky, I would be surprised if they don't put the title on AJ.
Oh, you mean like if she doesn't retain? You mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Interesting. Okay. So
um,
you think AJ just continues the clean sweep?
yeah,
Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. I
yeah.
like that. Okay.
Because it kind of reminds me of Cody and Seth,
Right. Right.
where
Cody. I mean, besides what was it? The crown jewel when Seth won that.
mhm,
But
yeah,
before that, the story was that Cody has always gotten the best of Seth. You're right. Yeah.
right,
Okay.
yeah. But man, real quick, shout out to Becky in throughout this whole entire reign, man. That girl, new entrance theme, she, you know, changed her entire character around.
Yeah.
You know, talking on Twitter, you know, just being a menace to everyone. She is just she's been the hottest woman on that roster
She's
throughout
elevated
this
the Continental
entire
Championship.
run, man. So
Yeah. It's just crazy because, again, AJ has had such a clean sweep when it comes to Becky. So it's like, yo, I'm not gonna lie to you. If AJ wins this match, again, it's another situation where you are not going to hear me complain. I like AJ Lee. I do.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I wish she would be around more for sure when it
Hmm.
comes to being champion, no doubt. But I do like her as champion. And now again, I picked Becky to win this match. Do I think Becky needs the IC title? No, I don't think she does. I think Becky, I think Becky has already elevated that title to newer heights. But in since the title is on the line in this match, I do think Becky more than anything needs the win more than she needs the title. Because for her not being able to have one W against AJ, to me that's just surprising. So
Yeah,
that's why I go with Becky. Yeah, so I got Becky, you got AJ.
yeah.
All right, cool. All right, this is gonna be a fun one right here. Seth Rollins versus
Sh-
Gunther. Now, this is a rivalry. I mean, I don't even know if you really want to call it that because it kind of happened out of nowhere. But this is something that really had people just kind of figuring out like, how does this make sense? Like, why does Gunther have a problem with Seth? Blah blah blah. But as we've seen on Monday Night Raw, this is Gunther kind of doing a favor for Paul Heyman, whether Heyman wanted the favor or not.
yeah,
And we know that Gunther has a bigger plan than him just trying to be a nice guy trying to help out Heyman. We know that.
being a
And
good soldier, as they say.
right, being a good soldier. And this good soldier is expecting much more than just a thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Cross.
Right. This might be a match that which is it's weird to call it a sleeper, right? Because considering you have Seth Rollins and Gunther in the match.
Yeah,
But I feel like this is a match that low key can steal the show of night
yeah,
one.
easily.
Story wise, maybe not. But we're talking about in-ring wrestling. I think
Yeah.
it can definitely steal the show. And I'm gonna give my prediction real quick, and then we'll go to you. But
Mhm.
I think there's a lot of things that can happen in this match. And my prediction is I think Gunther gets the win here. And I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. I
Okay.
think we have a looming Braun Breaker in the
Yeah.
background. Okay.
The masked man.
It's a
Apparently.
big shadow of Braun Breaker in the background. And reports have said that he is cleared for in-ring wrestling. And granted, they didn't bring him back, obviously, because probably you don't want to rush the story between him and Seth. But
Yeah.
that doesn't mean we might not see Braun Breaker at WrestleMania.
Right.
I think in this match, I think Braun Breaker interferes and costs Seth this match with Gunther, further, making this story between him and Seth even more personal than it already is. But
Yeah.
here's the second part. All right. I think Gunther needs to win this match. And Josh, you're not gonna like to hear this, and I think you know where I'm going with this. But
Yeah, definitely.
I think Gunther needs to win this match because if this favor that Gunther wants from Heyman is
Hmm.
leading to a match with Brock Lesnar in a possible retirement match. Gunther, even though Gunther, even though Gunther has been built as this monster when it comes to ending careers, right?
Yeah.
He's had a really crazy resume. Even with all of that, if you want to make Gunther as believable as possible to possibly ending Brock Lesnar's career, Gunther cannot lose a match from now until SummerSlam. Let's say if SummerSlam is where they're gonna do it, you need
Yeah.
to continue building. And don't get me wrong, Gunther barely loses matches as it is, right?
Right.
So this is nothing new, but
Mm.
he needs to continue winning until this possible Brock Lesnar match because you need to make sure that you stack Gunther's resume even more than what it already is, especially if you want people to believe that he is a threat to possibly retiring Brock Lesnar. Now, granted, I won't get into this right now because I'm gonna save this for the Brock and Oba match when we get to it. But again, I think Gunther needs to win this match if that's the plan for him. So, how do you feel about this? Then please let everybody know how you feel about this possible Gunther and Brock thing. But first, how do you think this match is gonna go?
This man, we're gonna get a real wrestling, man.
Yeah, it's gonna
You
be
know,
it's gonna be a great match.
Seth is arguably the best in ring wrestler that we have in WWE.
Yeah,
Don't tell CM Punk that because
yeah.
just
He don't want to hear that. He don't want to hear that.
but no, Seth as a wrestler, he's just incredible. Gunther is his and I'm just gonna use his word, his aura, right?
Yeah.
It's gone down a bit, you know,
Okay.
more than just a bit, in my opinion.
Okay.
Just watching him on TV.
Wait, real quick. Can I ask you why do you think his aura has gone down? Has it been his booking or just the fact that he's been kind of off our TV screens for a little bit since
Um,
retiring John Cena?
I think it's a bit of
I mean,
both.
excuse me, since retiring AJ, I should say.
I think it's a bit of both, man. Um, you know, the Gunther that or Walter that we're accustomed to, like, you know, killing everybody,
Mhm.
just being this menace in the ring. The presentation of him, also with him being this career killer and
Mhm.
retiring everybody. I mean, I'm not really a fan. He just doesn't look like the Gunther of like 2-3 years ago for some
Okay.
reason.
Okay.
And that's probably the booking. It's probably a mix of a lot of things, but I don't see Gunther kind of the way I used to
Used to
see
see him.
him.
Okay.
But I'm with you on Gunther needing to win.
Okay.
As much as I hate the fact that we're probably gonna get Gunther retiring Brock Lesnar,
Uh-huh.
which nobody should ever retire Brock Lesnar.
Mhm.
The way Brock is built, no, that should never happen. Brock should just fight somebody else. His last match should arguably be against Femi.
Mm.
He should just retire like that. But we have SummerSlam coming up in Minneapolis, where he used to live. Um, so he's probably going to do the job there against Gunther. But yeah, I'm in agreement with you that Gunther needs to win.
The next match we have is Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. You see that smile on Josh's face. All right. Hey, oh, that boy thirsty, literally. All right.
To say the least.
So this also, I like the build it's had, but it's also one of those things where the build has just been random segments during Monday Night Raw of either woman attacking the other one. I feel like we
Yeah.
haven't really heard much talking instead of like maybe some video promos that have happened, but this has just been Liv and Stephanie beating the absolute crap out of each other
Yeah.
to the point where Stephanie got a 2-in-1 combo of Liv and Roxanne recently. So I've loved the fact that with the time they've gotten, which hasn't been much, but they've done so much with it, and this feels personal. And I love that. I love that
Yeah.
about this match. I think this match is also going to be very fun to watch. We're gonna go with your prediction first. So, who do you think is gonna win this match? I think I already know who you're going with, but let the people know.
I'm going to live on this one.
Whoa, shocker! Hold on. Wow, who saw that coming?
I'm I'm going to live on this one. You know, coming off an injury,
That's true. And in the Royal
returning a
Rumble.
Survivor Series,
Mm-hmm.
you know, kicking John Cena in the nuts,
Yeah,
literally.
what a moment. What a moment.
Her eyes dilating, like it was just this whole
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah, yeah.
thing. But yeah, needs to get that title back, man. She never lost it. She needs to get it back, and Stephanie's just, you know, warming it up for her. You know.
Damn, that's crazy. Don't be talking about stuff like that, all right? Come on, chill.
No, listen, I do love Stephanie. I do
Yeah,
love
yeah, yeah.
Stephanie. But Liv's got to get her title back.
I'll say this. Just like you, I love both of these women. I think both of these women are more than deserving to be champion.
Yeah.
I will say this. I'm also going with Liv for the sole purpose of that, I think there's a lot more to do with Liv Morgan as champion at the moment, right? I think everyone has been rumoring, we're seeing Judgment Day break down little by little now, right? With Finn
Yeah.
not being in there no more. I think there's no doubt that WWE is looking at the possibility of running a Liv Morgan versus Raquel Rodriguez, a Liv Morgan maybe versus Roxanne Perez, depending on where her story
Oof.
goes. I think WWE is looking at this, especially if Liv is the one holding the title. I think they're
Yeah.
looking at that as maybe a potential SummerSlam match. We don't know. But I
Yeah.
definitely think it's in the cards. And again, as much as I do love Stephanie, I think the possibilities of having those matches with Liv, it's kind of hard to pass that up right now. And I think that's going to be the direction they go. Granted, again, just like I've said for other matches, if Stephanie somehow retains, it's not the worst thing in the world, in my opinion. I definitely would be shocked because, again, I think Liv is just, she's on a hotter streak right now
Right.
compared to
Yeah.
Stephanie.
Yeah.
But I do think Liv Morgan is going to be the one to become the new women's world champion.
That Liv and Raquel feud is going to be pretty good because
Yeah.
Raquel's been red hot.
And they've been setting it up, Royal
Oh,
Rumble. They've been
yeah.
setting it up. So, yeah.
Yep. And then again, like I said, the segment with Roxanne and Liv was interesting.
Yeah.
Roxanne didn't give a reply. You
True.
know,
Great point.
she didn't give a reply.
She just class heads. That's that's it.
Yeah. So it should be pretty interesting. But we'll just have to see what goes down with all three of them.
And last but not least, for night one, we have the main event. Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton with Pat McAfee in his corner, of course, for the undisputed WWE Championship. Now, look, there's a lot to say about this, especially when it comes to Pat McAfee being thrown into this. And we could give our 2 cents about it. But, Josh, who do you think is leaving with the undisputed WWE Championship?
Gosh, I mean, so minus from Pat being thrown into this,
Right.
I had Randy.
Yeah, I
had
agree.
Randy taking the dub, taking the title home. Yeah, I got Randy going over, man. It's been a while.
Right.
He's been looking at the title for 20 years.
Yeah.
Since WrestleMania 40, and didn't get a payoff of that for some time, but now he gets to write the script and take number 15 home.
I have Randy Orton as well. I think, like you said before, the whole Pat McAfee stuff, I was very confident in that Randy would win number 15. And I still think Randy is going to win number 15, but with the inclusion of Pat McAfee, I think it has thrown more than just his story off the
Yeah.
rails. But I see Randy winning it. I think you can make the argument of Cody retaining. I'm not saying that's the right idea or whatnot, but I think with the fact that all this backlash of Pat McAfee being involved, I think there is a world where Cody can retain. I still think Randy wins it. Now, granted, not to harp on it, my thoughts on this whole Pat McAfee stuff, it's been very disappointing, just like a lot of people have been feeling. I think this is a rivalry that did not need any interference from anybody, not just Pat McAfee, but this is the history alone is crazy for Randy and Cody. And granted, I don't think this is the last match between the two. I think their rivalry is far from over. But the fact that we are talking about a WrestleMania match that has not had a good build at all when you have all that history available is very disappointing, and it's crazy. So I'm hoping that this is just a rough start to this story, that maybe we can, again, which is crazy to say, a rough start in a WrestleMania match it's insane, because usually that's probably the end all be all, when it comes to feuds.
Yeah.
So I'm I'm disappointed in. I'm trying my hardest to have faith when it comes to stuff like this, but we'll see where it goes. Again, there's a rumored match happening at Backlash with Cody and Jelly Roll versus Pat and Randy, which again is crazy. But
Yeah.
with all that being said, I do think I see Randy winning the undisputed WWE Championship and quote unquote saving the business.
Yeah,
So
pretty much, man. I hope this is, a really good match. I think we probably do see a punt, maybe. We haven't seen a punt in
man,
gosh, I don't know how long it's been, but I think we definitely do get a punt. So
I hate to break it to you though, Josh. I think we do see a punt, but I
yeah.
think we're also gonna see Pat McAfee. I think we're also gonna see Jelly Roll, and
Oh boy.
after the debacle of last year's main event with Travis Scott having his like 15-minute entrance during a match, um, yeah, it's gonna be crazy. But if anything, if you guys want to see it, we'll save our real in-depth thoughts about this whole thing for another video. But as
Right.
you can
Yeah.
tell just from the energy we're giving now, like not really happy about Pat McAfee being involved, but we both
Yeah.
have Randy Orton becoming the new undisputed WWE champion at the end of night 1. Now, when it comes to night 2, the rumored match to be kicking off night 2, believe it or not, Brock Lesnar versus
Sheesh.
Oba Femi. And talk about a match to start off WrestleMania where arguably this could have been a main event of one of the nights with
Yeah.
how big this match is. And I think, in my opinion, might be the best build when it comes to WrestleMania. And it's just been them really brawling. That's it. Not too many
Yeah.
words have been spoken
Yep.
when it
Nope.
comes to this.
Paul has been doing most of the talking.
Right, of course. When it comes to Brock Lesnar and stuff, yeah.
Brock said like 5 words, and we started brawling again. But man, in terms of my pick, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
So who do you think is gonna leave this match, this
oh my
huge
gosh.
match, with a W?
I know I said Gunther beats Seth Rollins, right?
Yes.
Everyone wants Femi to win,
Oh,
and so
Josh, you
do
better.
I.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, Josh, you better get me upset. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. Don't get everybody upset. Everybody room for
And
Oba. But go ahead.
listen,
Go ahead.
I want Oba to win. Oba should win,
Right.
right?
I see
But
where this is going.
knowing that I said Gunther,
Uh-huh.
I feel like a part of me is thinking that they're gonna go Brock. I don't know how they're gonna make Oba look strong with Brock taking the cover. I don't know if
Yeah,
they're
that's
gonna
a
do a
tough one.
count out. I really don't know how they're gonna maneuver this match, but all I know is we're gonna see two big guys just
Go
beat the
at
heck
it.
out of each other,
Go at it.
and
Yeah.
shoot. It might match might not actually start. They might actually just brawl
Oh, you think it's just
like
a
out.
straight fight? Just a
Yeah,
straight
straight
fight.
fight. Like they gotta.
Interesting.
They can't just have a regular match if they're gonna be brawling for the last like 5 weeks. I want Oba to win,
But
right?
your gut's telling you maybe Brock.
But my gut says Brock.
Okay, that's an interesting take on it. Like just them having a straight up brawl to kick off WrestleMania. I think that would be crazy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this. I think you having a gut feeling that Brock could win. I think there's stuff to support that argument because especially with the past couple weeks, Oba has for the most part been getting the upper hand on Brock.
yeah,
So you again, usually if you want to believe in tropes or not, usually if that's the case, the other man might be the one leaving with a W. Now,
hmm
I'm gonna say this straight up. I want Oba to win this. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I want Oba to win this. I think, and I get it. I get it. Oba has been looking really strong the past couple weeks, and I've loved every second of it. You know what I'm saying? And whether you like Brock as a person or not, when it comes to wrestling, he is one of those guys. You know what I'm saying in wrestling.
yeah.
So I understand. There's a lane where you don't want to completely destroy the image of Brock Lesnar as well. You know what I'm saying? I get
Right.
that. But yeah, I mean, I want Oba to win. I do think And again, I have the little part of my brain saying, hey, I mean, there might be a chance Brock wins
Yeah.
too, but I'm just gonna go full fledged and I want Oba to win. But I'm also gonna say this, and you might not be happy about this, and I get it. But I think when I said earlier about the Gunther and Seth, and I said like when we get to Brock and Oba, I'm gonna further explain it.
Mhm.
I think this connects to it because if Brock takes an L here against Oba Femi, I think story wise, this makes Gunther look at Brock like a wounded animal. You understand what I'm saying? I think this
Yeah.
looks like, wait a minute, Brock lost. Now, granted, Oba's a beast,
Yeah.
but he looks at Brock like, wait, he lost this match. Is he not the same Brock Lesnar that that we all know?
Yeah.
Has he lost his edge? And of
Yeah.
course, Gunther, being the career killer, is gonna look at Brock like, man, if this is a wounded animal, I'm about to put him out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
granted, we're not gonna get into whether Gunther is successful in retiring Brock or not, but I
Right.
do think this plays a part in setting up that match at possibly SummerSlam because Gunther he's gonna prey on any kind of weakness that he sees.
Yeah.
You understand? So I think again, I don't even know how this match is gonna end. with these two guys fighting, I don't even know what's the right outcome that I would like to see. But I do think if Oba gets the W here, this is gonna lean into Brock, looking weak in Gunther's eyes and him wanting to go for the kill, and then we get that story at SummerSlam. So I understand 100% that there is a real possible chance that Brock can win this match, but I am just putting all the faith in the wrestling gods to
Yeah.
have Oba Femi still win this match because I think he is a star. And what a bet! Like, there's no better way for Oba Femi to win this match and be like, I defeated Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I am the next big thing. The next match that is also going to take place on the first hour of night 2, it is the Intercontinental Championship ladder match. And this match is stacked. We have, of course, the Intercontinental Champion, Penta. All right. We have JD McDonough, Dragon Lee, Rusev, Javon Evans, and of course, recently added the legend himself, Rey Mysterio. Now, Josh, let me tell you something. When I told you Seth and Gunther could possibly be the match of night for night 1, you are
You
looking
thought.
at no,
You
listen, they
thought.
could still be the match of night 1, but when
Yeah.
you talk about night 2, boy, this match right here can steal it, and it's only in the first hour. This
Yep.
match is going to be insane. Who do you think is going to leave Intercontinental Champion?
I would like to put it on Rey Mysterio because I mean
Interesting. Okay, really?
Rey's a legend, right?
Oh, of course, no doubt.
But if we're talking about the future of WWE, you got to go with the guy that just stays in the air for almost every single match. He's
You
the
mean you
bouncy
mean you
one.
mean that boy that's bouncy?
Yeah. So I mean you can't go wrong with Penta retaining.
I agree.
But it's either got to be Penta retains or Javon Evans wins.
I like that because I agree with you 100%. So who would you say like who would be your pick though in
Oh,
this match?
Javon.
Javon? Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that. I'm
Like, listen, I like Penta a lot.
100%. Me too. Well, first of all, I have the same pick as you.
Okay.
I would like Javon to win. I have no problem, like you said, if Penta retains. Love Penta. I
Yeah.
think I agree with you in the sense of I don't like uh titles being like played as hot potato, like just
Right. Yeah.
But I will say this: there is an exception when it comes to WrestleMania, and plus to add on to that, this is a ladder match with
Yeah.
what is it, six men. So
Yep.
I do think you can make the argument that if Penta were to lose, you kind of protect Penta because again, this is a 6-man ladder match. This is
Yep.
not Penta being quote unquote buried by anybody.
Yep.
Anything
Nope.
can happen when you have more than 2 people in the match, and we all
Yeah.
know that. So again, would not have no problem with Penta retaining, but man, this could be such a star making moment for
Yep.
Javon Evans. I mean, he's also another one just like Oba and just like Trick that we'll get into later on. But these are three men who have been ever since they came on the main roster. They have been killing it,
Yep.
and they are so much fun to watch in the ring. I would love for Javon Evans to just have his WrestleMania moment, especially in a ladder match. Do you understand the stuff that Javon Evans is probably thinking right now
Oh
as we
my
speak? What he wants
goodness,
to do
man.
off a ladder? Are you kidding me? Are you telling me we could get a young OG cutter from the top of the stop? Like what? This is crazy. This match is
That's
going to be a lot of fun, and I have no doubt that this could easily be match of the night.
this is gonna be like the ultimate like 2K26
Oh my
like
god, just straight
video
chaos.
game for Javon. That guy's gonna have just a blast,
Yeah,
you know.
100%.
So yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens in the match, but either Penta retains or drop
For
it to
Javon.
Javon.
The next match of the night is Sami Zayn versus Trick Williams. Whoop that trick for the United States Championship. You know, we were just talking about Javon Evans and obviously Oba Femi. This is the
Yeah,
other man in that trio that has been killing it as soon as he showed up on the main roster. This man has personality. He could go in the ring. He's just fun to watch overall.
yep,
And now with the recent rivalry with Sami Zayn and obviously the controversy behind that, this is something that I think a majority of people want to see Trick win this match. I am in that boat. You know what I'm saying? I think if you can't tell already, that is my pick to win this match. I do think Trick is going to become the new United States champion. I also, and we could go more in depth about it, but I would not be surprised if we see a possible double turn here in this match. So, Josh, who do you think is going to win this match?
I got Trick.
Come on, man, whoop that Trick. Come on, what we talking
I got
about?
I
Let's
I
talk
got
about it.
I got Trick, man. It's gonna be the NXT takeover for WrestleMania. You got
Oh,
the
they could
the
have a
big the,
great match for sure.
the big three of NXT. You know,
Yep.
um, it's gonna be a pretty competitive match. Obviously, Sami Zayn as a wrestler he's he can
He's one
still
of the
go.
best. He's one of the
Yeah, he
best for
can
sure.
he can definitely
Yeah.
still go. But you gotta showcase the future, man. And if it's not Trick, then WWE's not doing the homework. So it's Trick Williams or we all riot
Oh, we
again.
all right again. Um, yeah, I agree with what you said. I think Trick needs to win this match. Again, it's unfortunate for Sami Zayn because I think if we're just talking about wrestling ability, Sami Zayn is one of the best for sure.
Yeah,
I think it's
easily.
unfortunate the the position he's in because this has just come at a time where similar to what happened with Chad Gable at WrestleMania 40, I believe, where Gable was in that rivalry with Gunther and Sammy kind of just swooped in, took
Yep.
his match, and we all know what happened there. And
Yeah.
it's unfortunate because it's almost similar to now with Carmelo Hayes, who has been, in my opinion, probably one, the highlights of SmackDown every week when he was champion and the open challenges. He's been killing it. Him and Dragunov, I'm saying the same thing. And it's unfortunate because those two specifically deserve to be on the card. There's a lot of
And they're not.
people that
Yeah.
deserve to be on the card that are
Yeah.
not on the card right now. But them two in particular absolutely deserve to be on the card. And unfortunately, they're not. So, with Sammy getting all this heat, I think, I say double turn, but I understand like people not wanting Trick to go full babyface because like part of the charm is that he comes out and he is disrespectful and he's funny and so maybe
Yeah.
not necessarily a whole double turn, but I do think we need to get some kind of confirmation that Sammy is now like this guy who thinks he can do no wrong, but he clearly is taking shortcuts or doing whatever it takes to be champion. I think they need to at least go with that agenda in this match.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we see something along those lines.
Yeah. Now the thing is, do you? I mean, you got to listen to the crowd, but
Right.
do you actually turn Sammy heel because the fans don't like him?
I think if I'm in the creative room, I think you have to kind of be on that border of where it doesn't have to be a definite like, like Sami Zayn low blows Trick Williams or something. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be in that sense, but we need to see that this character of Sammy who used to be like, I'm doing everything the right way.
Yeah.
I'm I want to do it the right way. I want to be that good guy. We need to see him start being on that edge of like almost him being desperate now, right?
Yeah.
And we kind of seen a little bit of that because when Carmelo challenged Sammy for his rematch, Sammy was very hesitant on giving him that match because we are so close to WrestleMania and Sammy wants to be on the WrestleMania card, right? But this
Yeah.
is the guy that asked John Cena if he could continue the US Open challenges. Let's not forget. So there's
Yep.
not his character was 100% I'm going to be a fighting champion. I'm going to do
Yep.
everything the right way. I'm going to give people chances. But all of a sudden now when he managed to get his WrestleMania spot secured, he's a little worried and he's desperate. And that's why
Yeah.
he gave Carmelo the match, don't get me wrong, but he was
Yeah.
very hesitant. And we
Yeah.
needed Trick Williams to kind of like joke on him and be like, "Come on, Sammy, give him the match." Like he needed that little push for it. So now, do I think he needs to fully go heel? I mean, I don't know, but I do think we need to see him start kind of being on that edge of like he's being desperate and he wants
Yeah.
to continue to be champion. He can't get the job done when it comes to world titles, but he wants to be a champion of sorts. So he's gonna do whatever it takes now to do that. And I think we could get a really cool dynamic if we have this guy who's always coming out smiling like Sammy, right? Like very, very cheesy good guy.
Yep.
But we know more than well, like, bro, you are taking shortcuts. We've seen in your matches. You are
Yeah.
not this angel that you play out to be. And I think there's a very cool dynamic that we could have if they go down that route. So
Yeah. And I think we could probably see Sammy, leaning into being a little bit more desperate in the match. Like he'll do something with the ref is down or something like that. Like
right.
he'll, play
Yeah.
the Eddie Guerrero role.
Next match we have is Dominic Mysterio versus the Demon Finn Balor. Okay, we know recently Finn Balor has been kicked out of the Judgment Day, and through all this torment that Dom and the Judgment Day have been trying to give Finn, they have pushed Finn to the edge. And now we have a side that's coming back that we have not seen since I don't remember what WrestleMania that was, but when he fought Edge in Hell in the Cell, the Demon is coming back. Now, Josh, real quick, I'm gonna ask you obviously who you think is gonna win this match, but I also want to get your take on WWE pretty much announcing that the Demon is coming back and how you feel about that.
So I got Finn. You
Same,
if
yeah,
you're bringing the demon back, you gotta continue that. That I guess that aura again.
yeah,
There's that word again, but
yeah.
you got to continue with that character and continuing its like success. Even though he took a L against Edge,
I think that
it's
was
Finn
WrestleMania
Balor.
39, by the way. Now that I think about it, I think it was WrestleMania 39.
Yeah, yeah, 39. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was
But go ahead. Yeah,
L.A.
I agree.
Yeah, I got Finn.
Yeah, Finn. Yeah, there's not much to say about this match, obviously, because it kind of happened real quick. Now,
Right.
granted, they've been building tension in the Judgment Day for God knows how long already.
Yeah.
But as of them pulling the trigger on somebody being kicked out, it's kind of recent. And Finn Balor was on the other side of that. So
Mhm.
Finn is now feuding with Dom and the Judgment Day, and of course, like I said, he's bringing back the Demon. I have Finn winning this match too. I agree. I think he needs to win this match. First of all, with them announcing the Demon, I'm excited to see him. I don't think they should have announced it. I think they should have teased it as of like Finn saying, you might make me bring another side of me out, and that's it. Leave it there. But with Finn's promo, we seen the graphic of his eye kind of turning. And
So
then like
fire.
5 minutes later in the same episode, we see a graphic of Demon Finn Balor on the graphic, facing Dominic Mysterio. So I think it should have been kept as a surprise, but I understand them. They want to sell tickets. They want to get
Yeah.
everybody as much as they can to show up to the show. I still think it's going
Hmm.
to be a fun match. And I
Yep.
think just having the Demon alone is going to be its own spectacle. And I'm excited to see what kind of entrance, Demon Finn Balor is cooking up. So should be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Second to last match, Jade Cargill versus Rhea Bloody Ripley for the WWE Women's Championship. You know, this in particular is one of those matches that on paper, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Jade Cargill versus Rhea Ripley.
Hmm.
That's a money making match. That's a star making match. That's the
Yeah.
reason why Rhea Ripley won the Elimination Chamber to make this match. You
Yep.
100%. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a fan of both of these women, and especially Rhea. The build has not been as good as it should be, in my opinion.
Right. Yeah.
I know some people hate it, and I think that's a very good argument you can make for that. But it just has not been as good as it should be. And of course, like, with them throwing Io in it to kind of be the sacrificial lamb in this story, it's
Yeah.
unfortunate because Io,
She
where's
doesn't have a
Io?
match either.
Yeah, where's Io? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate. I'm gonna quickly give my prediction. I think this match is one of those that can go either way because
Hmm.
there's definitely different things you could do with this. The SmackDown Women's Division, first of all, needs help when it comes to world title contenders. So it's like
Yeah.
you have the tag teams in there, but like, who else do you have in the world title picture right now? Like Tiffany Stratton, who's not on the card as well.
Yeah.
She's been kind of feuding with Julia recently for the United States Championship. So it's like, all right, she's out of there. Charlotte and Alexa again are in the tag division.
Yep.
There's not really many women in the world title picture besides Rhea and Jade. So I think there's a side where you could say Rhea wins because like the division could use it. And
Yep.
then I think there's another thing where it comes down to whether or not Bianca Belair could come back. And I say that because if Bianca, she's been having a lot of issues with her injury, but if Bianca can come back, I think there's a real world where Jade wins this match in order for them to do a feud with Bianca. So I think that's really what it comes down to it. Maybe I'll hear what you got to say first
Yeah.
before I
Yeah.
say my prediction. Because again, I do believe this match could go either way. So what do you think about this match?
So I'm gonna go with Rhea
Okay.
just because like I feel like minus from what you said that you could go either way, um, but I think they're definitely gonna put the title on Rhea.
Okay.
Um, you're gonna get a lot of Rhea Hogan comments again.
Man.
You're gonna get comments about how Rhea looks, with her physique.
Yeah, people got to
Like
mind their
she,
business when it
she
comes to
she
that.
she doesn't look like she should be champion. She looks weak. Like it's
That's
just
great. Yeah.
it's
People are crazy, man.
super like super just disgusting behavior.
And
Um,
unnecessary too. Yeah.
you put the title on Rhea, and then you get you know Jade and maybe Bianca at some point, but do you put the title on Bianca from Jade,
Right.
at like a SummerSlam or something? But I mean, I don't think that they're gonna have Jade carry the title all the way over to SummerSlam. Like that's kind
Yeah,
of
that's the problem too. Yeah.
it's gonna get a little stale. And Rhea's gonna constantly get cheered by the girls and a lot of the guys.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm choosing Rhea for this one.
I think that's the problem for sure because it's like I'm not one of those Jade Cargill haters. I understand that she is still kind of green when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah.
Um, she has the star look for sure,
Mhm.
but I think that really does become the question of if Jade wins this match, how much longer is she champion? Right. I do
Yeah.
believe if Bianca Belair is good to go, 100% when they feud, Bianca's taking that title. I
Yeah.
think there's almost no doubt that Bianca's going to take that title. Now the question is, will she be cleared to come back? And if she is, like you said, when will they do that match? Will they have Jade carry that title all the way to SummerSlam? It's going to be tough for
Yeah.
them to
No.
make an argument for that. Hearing what you have said though, I would love if Bianca can come back, but I don't know if that's a possibility right now. And I
Mm.
think because people are very unsure about it, I do think Rhea probably takes that title just because, again, the women's division needs it. And I don't know if I could see Jade holding that title for any much longer. Like, who else is she going to face? Unless they do a rematch. And either way, even if Rhea wins, they're probably going to run a rematch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, I don't know what other direction they could go with. And don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, if Rhea wins, I'm not upset. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like
Right.
me saying like, oh, all right, Rhea wins, whatever.
Yeah.
I would not mind it at all. But
For
I
sure.
do think that might be the only direction they have right now. Last but not least, we have the main event of night 2. CM Punk versus Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, this is also another feud right here that has been getting real disrespectful. And it
Yeah.
started off incredibly disrespectful. So
To say the least.
yeah, definitely. This is definitely another match where I do believe can go either way, but we're gonna have you start off real quick. Who do you think is gonna win this match, and what do you think we're gonna see in this match in terms of will there be any interferences? Because boy, I feel like there will be.
Yeah. So I'm kind of torn. I'm still
Yeah,
torn, and
I
I
felt
might be
that.
torn until like Friday night, or maybe even right before the first bell starts for night 1, or
Right.
even before night 2.
Yeah.
Because I do want CM Punk to retain. Right,
Right.
he's been a pretty good champion.
I've enjoyed it.
Um,
Yeah.
he hasn't been champion in gosh knows how long, like 12 years or something like that, since he last had it in the
And
early
he
2010s.
had it taken away from him too. Remember, he beat
Yeah,
Gunther and got
yeah,
immediately cashed in on. So it's yeah.
yeah. There's that. There's my fandom for CM Punk, but then there's also the fandom of Roman potentially holding it for another somewhat full time run, and then you know
Yeah.
he drops the title to like Seth maybe at SummerSlam,
That'd be
or
interesting.
even Braun Breaker at SummerSlam. It is a hard decision because I think Roman's pretty much almost done. Like he's closer to the edge of
Yeah.
like retiring, and he's only going to work with like certain guys. Like I think we need one more Seth and Roman feud, and then I think he's done. To give you a clear cut answer, I would like to see Roman win.
You would like to see Roman win. Okay.
Oh yeah. But
Got you.
again, like we've been saying throughout this whole entire conversation, we wouldn't be mad if it goes the other way.
Of course. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
But
I've been having an issue with this match because like again, I am kind of stuck as well. I've really enjoyed CM Punk's reign. And as much as I do believe that they are going to give this to Roman, my only like thing that's stopping me from fully being like, yeah, I want Roman to win is if he wins, I want him to be more active, when it comes to being a champion. I don't
yeah,
I've never been a fan of somebody being your world champion and they only show up every other month or every couple of months and they only showing up at the big 4 pay-per-views. It's like,
yeah,
man, like I understand you got your own personal stuff. Like Roman said, he's taking care of his family. I'm not telling him he can't do that. It's
yeah.
just
No,
if
no.
you're gonna be champion, I just want you to be around more, at least just to be on TV more. And that's my
Yep.
only thing. I think Roman will look good with the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't think there's any doubt in that. It's just I'm hesitant on whether or not he will be around more.
Yeah.
But with all that said, I do think they're going to give Roman the title. I would not be surprised if we get some kind of interference in this match, with the Usos or
His 50
or
cousins.
if he calls up another Samoan. Like I would not be surprised if we get some kind of interference in it. it's gonna be a crazy match. I think even the entrances in this match is gonna be nuts. It's gonna be like a whole spectacle when it comes to this match at WrestleMania. I'm I'm gonna go with Roman. If Punk wins, again, you're not gonna hear me complain. You know what
Right.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I do think they're gonna give it to Roman, and like you said, I could definitely see a Roman and Seth match down the line for the title. Like Seth said, whenever he gets done with this Vision stuff, and obviously with this Gunther stuff, he is planning on trying to get his title back that he
Yeah.
never lost. So I could see it happening, but I do think Roman's gonna win this match.
Yeah. And man, if I was the booker, and I'm just gonna keep this short and sweet, if I was the booker, we would see half of his family beat down CM Punk
We
at
about
the
to see
end.
Zilla Fatu. Where you at, man? Come on, Zilla.
Zilla, you know, like you got to bring back Zilla. You got to bring back other cousins that we're just not aware of. Like you got to
Yeah,
bring, you got to have the Usos beat up Punk. You got to, just I don't know. You got to keep this feud like more, presentable. Because
I think it's gonna happen. I mean, I think we're gonna see
Punk
some
talking
kind of.
about Punk talking about burying Roman next to his father,
Yeah, I mean, what a way to
and we got
kick
no
off this.
real like. I mean, we got Roman beating up Punk, but the week after, like I was expecting to see a full on beatdown, just like a visceral, like
Yeah,
Roman just killing Punk. But we never got that. So I don't know if they're just playing the long game until Mania because they have some things like in their pocket.
you know, I'm I'm glad you brought that up because I've also seen people speculate like, now this would be one crazy twist. I don't think this is gonna happen, but you know how wrestling fans are. We all like to fantasy book and
Oh
kind
yeah,
of book something
all the
crazy.
time, all the
You
time.
know, so I've seen people too like, what if Roman gets um screwed pretty much by like his family, like by Jay in particular. And I say that
Man,
just in case anybody is like a little confused on like why that would happen. I say that just because, like you mentioned, when Punk made the comment about Roman's father, I was expecting the next time they faced off that Roman wasn't even going to say a word. He was just going to straight up punch him in the face.
yeah,
But no, we
and
got
more.
more of, we got more Phil comments that he loves you calling him Phil. And then we
Yeah,
got the "you're old," which I
yeah,
thought was really stupid, especially when this guy has disrespected your family and in particular your father, and your comeback is "you're old." I'm like, okay,
yeah,
whatever. But I say all that for the reason that with that happening, Jay was the one to give the order to attack Punk.
yep, yep.
Jay
He
was the
did.
one to give the message, yo, smash him. And Roman ends up going to spear Punk. And it's like, this is not the Roman that we've seen before. Roman used to be this impulsive hothead that used to
Yeah,
immediately go in and take somebody out. But why did he not take Punk out right after he said that? Why did it have to take Jay, who has always been the crash out, to be like, yo, Roman, this man has disrespected our family. Go get him.
yeah, 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 yeah. So
So,
it's almost
you
like
know,
shades of like 2021 Jey Uso, like being the right hand man and just trying to, you know, get some of that Jey Uso back.
I don't know. I just think it's kind of crazy that it took Jay to be the one to do that. So I could see maybe there's a world where Jay is like, "Yo, I don't think you're cut out to be the tribal chief anymore. You are
Yep.
not making these guys pay for disrespecting our family, and
Yeah.
it took me to do it."
Yeah.
So it's gonna be crazy.
Um.
But we're going with Roman winning, right?
Yep.
Well, there you have it. These are our predictions for WrestleMania 42, night one and night two. Please let us know your predictions down in the comment section below. And once again, if you guys want to see us react to Monday Night Raw, NXT, SmackDown, and of course the occasional PLEs, be sure to check us out on our socials. It will be linked in the description down below as well as the pinned comment. We would love to see you guys there. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys soon.